How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to make a video a little bit different today. We'll be talking a little bit about what's happening in the market, but also just the general vibe, right? Like, I hear so many people wanting to quit, basically, sell everything, get out. I saw a CNBC television YouTube video that was from some hedge fund that said, you know, this is a good time to reduce exposure. I even feel a little bit like, man, this kind of sucks. Like, it's fun when the market dips for the first couple weeks, right? When you have capital to throw in, and I still have capital to throw in, but after like a month of uncertainty, it gets a little bit less fun, right? It's just like, okay, well, either fall down further or come back up, but don't go down, go up, go down, go up, and then just like float around, right? But this is a time where you need to stay focused. You do not want to quit now. You do not want to get disinterested because this is typically a good time to be in the market. We have a lot of indications that we are going to move up here relatively soon. And yeah, I don't want anyone to miss out, right? I also don't want people to stress out. It seems like we're always stressed, right? The market's going up, we're stressed. Should we sell? Should we buy more? Like, what's the game plan here? When we're going down, it's like, oh, should we sell? Should we buy more? Like, there's very few times where you feel actually really comfortable within crypto specifically. I feel like, but I want to go through that. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. Come in with an early video. I think this is literally the first I've talked today. So if you want to see more videos, hit subscribe. Also, if you want to trade crypto, there are links underneath the video. You can start trading on BTCC, WEEX, Blowfin, CoinW, BTCC. There are links to all those underneath the video. BTCC is fantastic too. If you haven't tried that before, I would suggest it. They just rolled out isolated margin as well for their trades, and you can get started with a 10% bonus, no KYC, no VPN needed. So check that out underneath the video. Now, like I said, it seems like the vibes have been off for a bit. Even I feel it a little bit where I'm like, another day where we're just like, up, down, tariff news, back and forth. And like I said, it was kind of interesting when the market was falling down significantly, but then when we come back up 10%, and then back down 5%, and then back up 3%, then down 4%, like, it's just kind of annoying after a while. It seems like this crypto pump isn't exactly what we wanted either. Like, sure, Bitcoin went up 50% above all-time highs, maybe 60%, but that's a far cry from 3x like what we've seen even in the past bull market. It's different than the altcoin market still hasn't pumped significantly either, like we saw in 2021. And honestly, I was watching a video from about last cycle, and it got me a little bit nostalgic back when you could invest in pretty much anything, and there's so much hope, right? There's so much hope and optimism. It seemed like crypto is really going to revolutionize the world. Now it's like, well, you can invest in Bitcoin. Maybe like an altcoin here or there will be big, but it's not the same feeling. Maybe that's aging as a crypto investor, right? Maybe that's the reason why so many people become Bitcoin maxis. But I just feel like in general, there's a similar feeling in the stock market. And like I said, I saw a hedge fund manager that said now's a great time to reduce exposure, which just seems crazy to me, right? The market's down, the NASDAQ's down nearly 20% still after the recent rally. And of course we fell yesterday, but saying to reduce exposure when you're down 20%, when has that ever worked out well, right? And we all know that no one can call the bottom. No one, right? If you could, you'd be much richer than even like Warren Buffett. If you could call the actual bottom, you can do that consistently. There's too much back and forth, right? We could think that we have a deal, and then the next day Trump says, oh no, that was fake news from someone at the White House. Like, we don't know what's going to happen moving forward. We don't even know what to believe day to day. But the fact is, markets typically go up over time, right? Due to money printing, due to more efficiency in the companies. And it's never a good idea to sell the market when you're down 20%. Same thing with Bitcoin, right? Like, have gotten more adoption, more positive news from politicians than ever before, more hedge funds buying, better regulation. M2 money supply is being printed like mad. And a lot of that's coming from China. I was looking at some of their numbers. They had some economic data come out yesterday, and I forgot exactly what it was off the top of my head, but their numbers are massive. Like they're growing at an insane rate. And that's because they're money printing like mad. Like they're very worried about their economy, so they're just money printing. Now, the US is a little bit different, right? There's the Fed that's constricting the money supply, quantitative tightening. They also have kept rates relatively high. Yesterday, Jerome Powell said that he would not step in if the stock market was in turmoil, right? He would not consider that one of his mandates. So a very different side to the US, or a very different outlook for the US versus China. But the fact is, Bitcoin's a global asset, right? We have a global asset that's traded throughout the entire world. It reacts to global money supply. And I think it will rally really hard once the US stops tightening, once quantitative easing starts. I think all risk on assets will rally really hard. And the fact is, these markets, Bitcoin, the stock market, real estate, it's kind of like an escalator. The energy comes from money printing, right? Like, and better efficiency over time. But money printing is the energy that pushes up the escalator. And sometimes the money printer's turned off, and you can fight against the escalator, right? You can go the opposite way. But it's an endless escalator. It goes on for miles, tens of miles. Do you want to be fighting against it when eventually the energy is going to turn back on and it's going to start going back up again? I don't think so. I don't think you want to do that. It's not a good idea over time. And maybe sometimes it sounds or it feels scary, like, oh, we should go down because it turned off. What's wrong with it? I want to get off this thing. But no, you should generally ride it up, right? Don't fight the escalator. Don't fight the Fed. Don't fight the markets. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen moving forward. We don't have exact certainty, but generally, Trump wants to get a deal done, right? I'm sure China wants to get a deal done. There's nothing that's so broken that it can't be fixed, and there's nothing that I think is a huge barrier, right? Of course, this has hurt global markets a bit, but if you've taken this as a buying opportunity, you've probably gotten at some pretty low prices, right? So let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. We still are getting more data every single day. So yeah, hopefully you can stay sane in this market. Let me know if you like videos like this, more mentality than anything else. But yeah, let's stay the course, right? I guarantee you, whenever there's been a 20% dip, no one's been pissed off, 10, 15 years later that they were buying it. So let's stay the course, continue to buy good quality assets. And if you're in really bad assets, right? Like if you're just buying altcoins that you think are going to pump, or crypto, or stocks that are worthless, right? But you think they're going to go up. Like, maybe this should reposition you to buying the assets that you feel comfortable with throughout a downturn, like that will come back. So pay attention to that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.